Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
I'm Dana.
And I'm Adrienne.
And where are we right now? We're on Elm Street, people. This is our first horror film for the Halloween Spooktacular. Brian put in the scary stuff here. He would put in all the scary stuff,
music.
Man.
I gotta find that. Yeah,
that was fun. Nightmare on Elm Street, rated R, running time 1 hour 31 minutes. Released November 16th, 1984. So after Halloween. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Directed by Wes Craven, who passed in 2015 at the age of 76 from brain cancer.
It's funny.
I didn't realize he was dead.
I was like, is Wes Craven dead? And I looked up. I'm like, oh, yes, he is. I kind of forgot that he died.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
I forget when people die.
You may know him from things like A Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, New Nightmare, and The People Under the Stairs. Maybe that's just his top four.
He's Hills Have Eyes 2, which we'll be doing soon also. And
that's this year.
He did Scream 2, I think, also. I mean, I get it. But you know what I thought he did? I looked it up because there's a movie that came out in 1984 that we're not doing. I think we should add it. Dreamscape.
Oh, I have it on the list. Yeah.
Okay.
For
because I thought he directed that also.
No, that's isn't that
I didn't look who actually directed it, but is it? Because there's a character in that has, it's a dream movie, Dreamscape, and they have nails that come out, and I thought that he kind of got his inspiration
from this
doing that movie first, and then did Nightmare on Elm Street, but he just stole the idea.
It's Dennis Quaid, Max von Sydow, Christopher Plummer. Yeah, that's 84, and I have it on the list.
Okay, it's on the list. Good. I want to do that one too, but I thought he did that one too because that has so much similarities to this.
Directed by Joseph Rubin.
Oh yeah, Joseph Rubin. I love Reuben sandwiches. I don't know.
Do you? I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
So he did Sleeping with the Enemy, The Stepfather. That was a good
movie. Wait, The Stepfather. Did we watch The Stepfather? Is that what it was called?
No, we watched Firstborn.
We watched Firstborn. This one's in '87, and it stars.
Oh, it's John
Terry
Locke.
Quinn.
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah,
okay.
John Locke. Nice.
It's a good one. It's a scary John Locke.
Yeah.
And Sleeping with the Enemy is Julia Roberts.
Yes, I love that movie.
Eric Roberts' little sister.
Yep.
Bitch.
Oh my God.
Did you hear recently?
She's a national treasure.
Eric Roberts said that he's not allowed to talk about.
Yeah, I heard it from you.
Oh, did I tell you?
Yeah, because I just trash talk her
about
all
her
the
and
time.
Emma, right?
Well, she's a bitch.
Who?
No, she's not.
Julia Roberts.
Have you met her?
No,
Yeah,
but I
I'm
don't
gonna
want to meet
fight
her
you.
either.
Oh my
Got
God.
charges.
I started a timer when I saw that die. I started a timer.
Okay, thank you.
I can't keep charging.
Yeah, Andy, why is nothing charged down here?
That's all he has to do is that.
No, you have one job. Charge shit, make sure there's space.
Keep expecting me to plug things in. This is ridiculous.
You know what? Why don't you read the Internet Movie Database description?
One more time.
Do you need glasses? Do you need
The IMDb description.
You want me to hold it over here?
Teenager Nancy Thompson must uncover the dark truth concealed by her parents after she and her friends become targets of the spirit of a serial killer with a bladed glove in their dreams, in which, if they die, it kills them in real life.
What? That's real?
I'm just trying to read that again, seeing, did that make sense? I'm not sure.
That wasn't a very flowing.
Did you see all the taglines?
I see there's a lot of taglines there.
She is the only one who can stop it. Ellipsis. If she fails, no one survives. Mm-hmm. I don't like that one. If Nancy doesn't wake up screaming, she won't wake up at all.
I remember that one. That's the best one.
This is the best one right here. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
Fuck that song. My brother used to torment me with that song when I was little, and then I heard it when the movie came out. That's my very first note here, that damn song.
Yes, great song. You won't be sleeping alone. There's something out there. But that's something that... There's something out there.
Could be anything,
used so many different movies. Welcome to Your Nightmare. That's a good one.
Nope.
Welcome to Your Nightmare.
Midnight, Baseball Bats, and Boogeyman. What's in a dream anyway?
Baseball bats in this movie.
How about Dream a Little Nightmare of Me instead of Dream a Little Dream of Me? Right? That's cute.
Creepy.
Meet the Glove.
Ew.
The first word.
Is that because Spinal Tap was smell the glove? Were they doing a take off the Spinal Tap there?
The first word in terror from the director of Scream. Like, no, because Scream comes after.
Way after.
So that doesn't make sense. After. Yeah. A scream that wakes you up might be your own. And whatever you do, don't fall asleep or you'll meet the terrifying Freddy. That's just like, hey, this is about Freddy.
Hey, let me tell you something. I watched this last night because I forgot.
You almost forgot.
We were doing it because I did a podcast yesterday, and then all of a sudden they were like, "So what time are we doing it tomorrow?"
I was like,
I'm
we'll do 5
You
hours for
forgot
Nightmare.
that I was coming.
I didn't
Thanks.
forget you were
Andy.
coming. I forgot we were doing 2 in a row. That's very rare for us. So I watched this late
Oh,
last
Stacey
night.
just came yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched this late last night, because my mom was here. I had to entertain her for a while. And by entertain, I said, here's the TV and a bottle of wine. I'm just going to sit over here and look at my iPad
His
for a
mom
while.
came down last night. She stood right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And?
She stood there.
Great.
I just stared at
I
it
love
as
that
the
for
podcast. I
her.
was like,
Hi,
"Eh."
Andy's mom. She listens.
So
She's a
I watched
listener.
this late, and I remember Michelle was in bed, and she's like, "You're watching this now?" I'm like, I'm good. And I got like halfway through, and I fell asleep. So I woke up early this morning and watched the rest of it. But-
Adrienne, when did you watch it?
I watched it Monday.
What
Okay.
time of day?
It was about 10:30 in the morning.
Yep, that's around when I watched it because I watched it Sunday morning. Did I say? Yeah, it was Sunday morning.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen this
What?
movie before?
Wow.
So,
I thought you said you did when you were younger. Like your brother made you watch it.
bits and pieces.
Okay.
I've never seen it beginning to end.
Okay, yeah.
For
Finally,
a
like me,
multitude of
Cody's.
reasons. I'm just
Finally, you got
was
there.
not a fan of like horror. I still am not.
She did watch the Saw movies though.
They
all
were
of
the
them.
only ones that I really loved.
I can't take those.
I
I,
watched
can't
the
take
first
gore.
one and-
Those are
watch
like a
those
little
other
more
small
hardcore than like your average
yeah.
like Insidious
Well,
or something
now
like
that
that.
I've watched, sure.
Yeah.
But when I was like 6,
You like
Freddy was not
How much did you like
Freddy was
Tucker
coming
and,
for me.
Tucker and Dale though? You like that movie a lot.
different story. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good one.
So much fun.
Yeah, that was
Cool.
funny.
Yeah.
So that didn't bother me.
That was a fun movie.
Dan, where'd you watch this?
I
With your
had to pay
granddaughter
for it.
on your lap?
No,
Like
no.
burping her, be like, oh,
She's a baby.
Yeah, she's
like
a
fresh
month old.
baby.
Shut the F
Yeah.
up. Oh my
Yeah.
Oh, we can
goodness.
curse
she's
on there.
really
Shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
please let that out.
Oh, but we're talking about a baby. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so fun.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Digress.
but
She's not
I-
listening to this.
Yeah, she probably never will either.
This is the legacy of your grandmother.
Yeah.
Here it is. A
Yeah.
bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, Ashley and Mario don't listen to it either.
Yeah, please play this at my funeral.
My dad listens.
Dude, just make them download it. That's all we need.
Listen,
I
Dad
know,
listens.
right?
That's important.
Yeah,
You gotta-
exactly.
Yeah.
But watched it on Amazon. I believe I had to pay for it.
I rented it on Apple.
Yeah.
I have no idea where I rented it from. Just
Yeah.
whatever.
I have the Nightmare on Elm Street collection.
Did you watch it on DVD?
Yeah.
Speaking of the collection, so Tara, back whenever the 4th movie came out.
Oh, there's
so
that many? I was going to ask.
There's
Oh, there's
a
like
lot more.
8 or
Why?
something like
I
that.
believe.
88. Okay, so
No, 87.
she entered a contest at her local video store. You just fill out a form, whatever. She won 2nd place and won all the VHSs of all the Nightmare on Elm
The
Street movies.
VHSs,
Around that
that
point,
is
yeah.
so cool.
No, I doubt it.
Oh, my
I
They would,
doubt
God.
some of them could have been worth money.
I know.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I would give her money to have those.
it. I know.
Zach would have bought them all for her. Probably.
Yeah, we probably
Yeah.
would have. Actually, I think I have a box in my crawl space of old VHS tapes. I should pull them out.
And if
See
the
what I mean?
Nightmare on Elm
Gotten
Street's in there,
Yeah.
pull them out.
Yeah.
Disney with the clamshell could be worth
Oh,
money.
I was when Disney started coming out on VHS, I was a little too old to like be having all those movies. And my dad, what I did have, Alice in Wonderland was one of my favorites, and he would just record it on the TV. And then I had like a tape of,
yeah.
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
those. I never
Yeah.
really had the clamshell ones. The kids I babysat had them all.
Yeah.
Like that's
So if you
the
ever
age
see
range I
them,
was.
pick
But
them
once you open
I
them
know.
up, it's like, I'm
And
sure
no
you
one
can
took
shrink
care
wrap
of
it
them. They
again.
were all
yeah.
like shot to shit
I
anyway.
remember friend of the show, never been on the show, but friend of the show, Mike, Charlie's friend. I'm not going to say his last name just in case he doesn't want me to say it, but he had all those. Like he had stacks of the Disney clamshell ones. I'm like, what do you got them for? He's like, oh, that's good investment. I'm like, is it? Because VCR is on its way out, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they are.
That's
Maybe
tough.
it's a good investment.
I picked up that Pope at Greenwich Village Laserdisc. I have it sealed.
But you're getting that sign.
I know,
That's
but it's.
totally
I thought it was
different,
interesting that
man.
it was sealed. It's still sealed. That's an interesting product to still have sealed.
Yeah.
But there's some VHS that are out there still sealed, and those can go for big bucks. Some of them, but they have to be a pretty rare movie or something
And-
like that. But
Why? Who wants a VCR?
That's what I
A
mean. Who's really
VHS?
like,
no
who's-
one.
you know
Why
how
are
you
they
see
worth
comic
something?
books and they're graded.
I know.
They have,
Listen,
they
everything's
have
got a
VHS
value
tapes
to
like
it.
that, and those same kind of like.
There's a market for everything. That's what I say. There's people out there that want things you think
VHS
they
is
wouldn't
such
want.
a low quality of
I mean, but
watching anything.
people collect
Yeah.
like baseball cards now. Like that had like
Yeah.
a great value. Then it hit that peak, and then it just exploded, and then everything was like 3 cents. Every card was worth nothing. It was just.
We need something to fry all the electromagnetic things in the world, and then shit
Go
like
back
will become
to-
worth money when you're like, I have the one copy of a VCR
Right,
tape
you
that
want it?
didn't
Come and
get fried.
Yeah, like a copy of
I
Clueless,
remember
which I
having-
had that on VHS,
I remember
and
having
then
a
I
whole
got
bunch of
Never
like
had
DVD
it.
tapes with just
Yeah.
shit
I
I
wish
taped
I had it
over.
on DVD because I've been trying to get my daughter to watch it for 2 years
I think
now.
I do have it on DVD.
Which movie?
Clueless, and VHS. I'm
Because
pretty
it's
sure I have
not
VHS
doesn't
first.
stream anywhere. Like you have to
Really?
pay for it. And like I'm not gonna buy it
Yeah.
to house it on my TV. And I'm not gonna.
You'll have to tell her
Just
when we're
rent
off
it.
air
And
of
it's
our
not.
website.
I was gonna say it's
sites.
not a
Yeah, I have a really cool
streaming.
site.
You don't know it's on
Is the
Netflix.
same one Stacy uses?
I don't know what she is.
It's not on a streaming service. It's on Netflix.
It
or,
was whatever I found.
You probably have to pay
I
for it
looked a
though.
second. No, I did whatever I found was free, but it was like I've been looking off and on for the last probably 2 years.
Yeah.
And this is the first time where I found it, and it's
Yeah,
It was
that's annoying
available.
that they do that.
I was
But
gonna say they should have a teenage girl streaming service, but then that would probably be a really bad.
yeah, yeah.
Clueless.
yeah, Andy. I
What are
don't
you
know.
going down the basement for? Teenage girl streaming.
I got Clueless is streaming on Peacock and Paramount Plus.
There you go.
All right.
So yeah, I'm watching it on one of those.
It's
Well, we
streaming
started
free,
it.
yeah.
But I told her that we had too many people over, so I told her to stop, and I'd watch it with her.
Yeah, to buy it would be you can buy it for $6.99 on Amazon.
Yeah, but it's like
What happens if Amazon goes out of business?
That's
I know,
really
just
if they
leave
have
it.
it
It's
now,
what
when
I
that
what I
goes
have. Like,
away.
I bought the Dead Guy documentary off there for $1.99.
Like, is there a chance that 20 years from now, all of a sudden you're like, I had
thing is,
Clueless
though-
on Amazon, and remember Amazon? Remember when they
you know
were a
what? I
thing,
feel
and
like I
now
want
they're
to
out
like
of
mark
business?
this
I don't think
moment
they're
like
going
in
away,
my
though.
brain because that's
No.
so true. Like in 10, 20 years, is it going to be? It's so true.
But from what I
Amazon's not
heard,
going anywhere.
if you say you buy it off of Amazon, but Amazon then loses the rights to have that to stream,
It's gone.
You lose it.
That's like
Is
if
that
you,
what? Is that
Yeah.
really a thing?
Well, that's
Yeah.
why I don't buy. And like,
Yeah.
if I'm buying an actual like DVD, but I don't even know if I have an act. I probably have the one you gave me that was like VHS and DVD like years
Yeah.
ago.
Yes.
Oh my god! Does that have the TV built into
Yes.
the TV, VCR,
Yes, it
DVD
sure does.
I had
combo?
one of those. Yeah.
But I don't. If I had a physical DVD, I had to watch them. But yeah, to buy something online like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Heather Langenkamp, she
What
played
were we
Nancy
speaking of?
Thompson.
Speaking of who?
Heather Langenkamp. She played
She's
Nancy
Nancy.
Thompson. She's the main girl.
Yep.
Quite possibly the worst actress.
Yeah. Well, is she from
any-
something else? Because I feel like
Yeah,
she
she's
looks
from something
Okay,
else.
well,
Yeah.
let me hear
Do
it.
you know it? Do you know it?
Well,
New
I used to
Nightmare.
watch her in Just the 10 of Us.
There it is.
That's okay. With
She was in 47 of 49 episodes. She played Marie Lubbock on Just the 10 of Us.
Yeah.
I feel like
Is
we
that
talked
the
about
show
which
that
one's
had?
one
Was there a
again?
character named
We did.
Blair on that show?
No, that's Facts of Life.
That's what I said. Facts of life.
Speaking of Just the 10 of Us, Bill Kirchenbauer or whatever, that's the guy who played Coach Lubbock.
Kirkenbauer, Langenkamp.
Listen.
What are those fucking
I
names?
know.
Man? No one's a Smith or a Jones anymore.
No.
What?
I'm friends with Bill Kirchenbauer on Facebook.
Oh, you
shit.
are?
Yes, I am.
Uh-oh. Get them to listen to the podcast. We'll have them on.
So just the 10. Wait, Heather Langenkamp was on just the 10 of us after
47 of
Nightmare?
49 episodes.
Yeah, it was.
Could've been
It was
boring, right?
It was a spin-off of
Growing Pains.
Growing Pains.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
okay.
So it was later 80s.
Yeah, I definitely didn't watch that.
And in his first movie role, playing Glenn Lance was John Depp. John Depp. Mm-hmm.
Was he billed as John Depp?
Jonathan Depp, excuse me.
Jonathan
No,
Depp.
he was Johnny Depp. Funny thing is, Robert Englund was billed as Fred Kruger in this.
Fred,
Yeah.
they only
Not
kept
Freddy,
calling
yeah.
him Fred. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was weird.
But Johnny Depp, this is his first movie. Do you want to try his top 4?
I'm sure it's a Pirates of the Caribbean of something.
That's in there.
Yeah.
Two of them.
Two of them. I don't know
He's in
the
that
extension.
awesome mob movie. Is that Donnie Brasco?
Yeah,
he was in that,
Donnie
yeah.
Brasco, and he was in that Whitey one.
What?
Whitey
Wait.
Bulger?
The Whitey Bulger movie from Boston. Boston.
Yeah.
Damn it was one word, I think.
I'm drawing a blank on him.
But,
I
he
mean,
was
listen,
also-
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
and
It's a good
Yeah.
one.
Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, and
Ed Wood. He's
Chuck
awesome
and the
in Ed
Charlie
Wood.
Chuck and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, fuck that
But
movie.
Yeah, I didn't like that one either.
Did you see the most recent one with?
I loved it. Timothy
didn't see it.
Chalamet
Was it
was
good?
amazing.
It was
Yeah.
good.
But Johnny Depp did not look like Johnny Depp. Like I feel like if you hadn't have said to me like in advance of
Oh, in
watching
this movie?
yeah.
That's Johnny Depp from 21
That's
Jump Street.
original 21
that's-
yeah.
But I feel like it didn't
Yeah.
because I mean I didn't
you know
watch
Johnny Depp now with like the
21 Jump Street,
eyeliner
yeah.
and shit like that, and he just looks like
And
a
Amber
slob,
Heard
you
shit
know?
all over his face or whatever.
My
his
God.
bed or pillow. I'm not sure it was his face.
She was out there, and the two of them were a perfect match. I have to say, you know,
Little cray-cray, right?
Yeah,
That happens.
but
That's why you moved to France, man. So like
Get out of here.
that goes there.
speaking of
What,
Fred
so
Kruger,
wait, what was John?
right?
What was his top
Oh,
five?
I
was
did.
top
I
five?
told you it was the two Pirates movies, The Curse of the Black Pearl and At World's End.
Was the second one as good as the first? I never saw the
I only
second.
saw
I
the
don't think
first
I
one.
saw
I
it.
only
Yeah,
saw the
okay.
first
That's
one as
interesting.
well.
They'd make
yeah.
a top five, both of
Sweeney Todd, the
Sweeney
Demon
Todd,
Barber,
okay.
and then
Which was
Charlie
Tim
and the
Burton.
Chocolate Factory.
Oh, Charlie and the Chocolate.
Yeah,
But you didn't like his version of. I remember you saying you didn't like
yeah,
it
I
when it
didn't
came
like
out.
it. Yeah,
But he
I
was
like Timothy,
so good in Ed Wood. Oh my god!
Yeah,
What's
That's a
Ed
great
Wood?
movie.
Ed
That's
Wood
a-
was a director in the
and he
50s,
made
made
really
terrible
B
sci-fi
horror
movies.
movies, sci-fi.
And they made a
movies,
movie
yeah.
about him.
Yeah, there's a
Based on-
biography.
Johnny Depp played Ed
bio.
Wood. Yeah,
Martin Landau was Bela
Bela
Lugosi.
Lugosi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
So
you guys
good.
are very knowledgeable on this. I'm not.
It's a
No,
really
we're
good movie.
nerds.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of it. Ed
We don't go out
Wood.
of that.
Yeah.
Well, I
Great.
do to like dance class and baseball and football and shit.
Well, you've got kids.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Young fucking
At least you got
kids.
this movie in. I'm
Sure
very proud of
did.
you. You know?
Sure did. So working from home most of the time will do for you.
Fred Kruger, Robert Englund, obviously. He was just at Monster Mania. That line for
Yeah.
him was insane.
Oh, really?
And I believe
I'm surprised people
he
are
only
still-
sees about 50 to 60 people a day because he talks for like 5 to 10 minutes for each person.
Who's
It's like,
this? I'm sorry.
Freddy
Krueger.
The guy who played Freddy, Robert
He's still
Englund.
alive?
Yeah.
Now, so
He was
if I
Mark
get-
Hamill's roommate.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Robert Englund was the guy that told him to go try out for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He was on Robert Englund's couch. Mark Hamill was on Robert Englund's couch. He said, "Why don't you go try out for this?"
Oh,
He's
okay.
like, I tried out for this movie. I don't think. He's like, I don't know, man. Why don't you go for it? So he only sees 50 people a day. Like, so you get in line for him.
They
early
buy
on.
VIP gets him, so they're going to get to him, and then after that is like the 50 people that wait in line get there. People wait in line all day and don't
And
see
then
him.
just don't see him.
Yeah.
You see, that's bullshit.
Damn.
I would
not,
never do that.
Not for him. I mean, like,
No, but I think for
he's not
something like
gonna be
that,
there all
if you're
day,
going to
but-
max it out, then you like have people sign up in advance for
Yep.
like a
You gotta-
time slot or
don't even
something,
have
you
a
know?
line.
Yep.
Don't even have
Right.
a line. Just say, like, I'm
If
seeing
you're only
100
gonna do
people.
something- exactly.
I'm seeing 100 people.
Like
Here it is.
Like
Sign
Shatner
it up.
does it that way.
Yeah.
He does it right. Shatner
Yeah.
gets there and they just sell, and he just moves them through.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk
Or
to
just
anybody.
sign up. Just say, I will be at blah, blah, blah in 2 months. First 100 people sign up, get in, and that's it. And then I'm leaving.
I'm looking forward to this chiller. Like I said, there's a lot of people at this one, so I'm going to be busy at this one. So I already got my room. I already got my tickets. So
Robert
Friday and
Englund
Saturday.
is, of course, near and dear to my heart because he was Willie in the V miniseries.
I'm just going to ask, what else has he done? Because
and
I
then
don't.
he was in he was
this
in
has all
both
his top
miniseries,
four
the
is all
TV show.
Friday,
What's
Freddy
V?
movies.
What's V?
Yeah.
Huh? It was a sci-fi TV show in the 80s.
I told you,
was
you
a
didn't
two-part-
prep
it
them
was a
before I
two-parter.
came that I'm clueless.
I'm looking at you with like dead eyes, like what?
It was a
I don't
It's
know.
like the
two-parter.
third time you've done this.
Like
He
what?
didn't give you like the lowdown that like she's clueless, guys. Just to get ready.
Like, all right, so he's from.
Usually I'm looking at Dana with the like, what Dana? Come on, now I have a new target
Well,
to look
when he
at.
invited me on, and I
He
said
was
I
in
can't.
he played Robert Englund was in Stranger Things. He played Victor Creel.
Oh, that's right. He lived at. He
Oh,
was,
he
lived
was a
in
guy.
that house.
Was he like blind or something like that?
Yes.
Something with his eyes,
Yes.
right?
He had been a
played-
kid. Yeah. Last season.
He played
was.
Freddy Krueger in an episode of The Goldbergs.
Oh.
Why would he play Freddy Krueger? Goldberg. That's
very
very recent,
cut
right?
ties.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
He's been in like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Sanitarium, Zombie Mutation, Lake Placid, The Final Chapter.
Listen, I love
Strippers
I
versus
love him. For a
werewolves.
guy as
Strippers
ugly as
versus
him, he has
werewolves.
made an amazing career.
Do you think he's ugly? I just looked him up. Like,
Well, he's odd.
He's an odd.
He's not. He's not
guy, yes.
handsome. He's
His
odd.
first movie,
I don't think
1974.
that's terrible though.
Buster and Billy.
Listen, I think he's,
Yeah, he's
great looking,
He's
but
good looking there.
Buster and Billy, 1974. That's his first movie.
yeah, now he's an old man in that picture. Now he just looks like a regular old man. But like,
And now he's got
when he
that
was
look.
30.
And he wears the hat still. He does the glove at the conventions when he takes the picture with you. So he's definitely worth if you're going to get to him.
believe
You
me,
know
I
what
would love
Yeah.
to. I would love to have
Remember
something
when we
signed
were
by
playing
him.
cards? Chamberlain asked me, he said, "Can you do me a favor? Will you get a signature for me?"
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
it's-
I was like, "Who do you want me to get?" And he said, "Heather Langenkamp and Robert Englund." I was like, "That's not going to happen."
I'm not wasting my whole
Heather
day
I
for
coulda
you.
got, but I was not getting Robert Englund because I'm not standing in line
Yeah.
for
No.
you know. But so speaking of Lieutenant Thompson, that was the one cop was played by John Saxon.
Is that her dad?
I'll say, is that the dad?
Yeah, because it's Lieutenant Thompson.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thompson, yeah.
Was her last name Thompson?
Yeah.
Nancy.
Clearly it was.
Enter the
I want to
Dragon.
see this movie 50
He was in
times.
Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon. Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
He was
Bruce
also
Lee.
in New Nightmare. And I believe this was 74, Black Christmas. I just watched that recently.
Okay.
Playing Nancy's mom was Ronnie Blackley. Now, Heather was 24 in this movie. Ronnie Blackley played her mom, was 39.
Okay.
So she was 15 when she had her, yeah.
Yeah.
She acted like a
Ronnie
mom that was
Blackley,
15
she
when
was
she
in
had her. She's like, I will be on the couch
Now
drinking.
drinking vodka.
Yeah.
She was in Nashville. That gets a lot of.
I
Is this
never
a
watched
Connie
that.
Britton
No, not the
show,
TV
or-
show.
Yeah.
The movie from the 70s. There's a movie from the 70s
Is
that
that-
the TV show's based on.
Is that Sybil Shepherd,
Yeah.
maybe? Sybil
I never watched the
Shepherd
TV
or
show.
something like that? I don't know either one. I just know names of people
No,
that might
that
have been
was
on.
Sissy Spacek, I want to
Sissy
say.
Spacek, okay. Sybil
might be
Shepherd,
wrong,
Sissy
though.
Spacek.
I don't
That's
look it
fine.
up.
Don't look at it.
I wanna
It's
know.
fine. No one cares.
No, 'cause it's
one's
embarrassing if
watching
I got it right and I
Nashville
don't
from
correct
the
it.
70s.
It is embarrassing, so look this shit up.
I want to correct it if I'm wrong.
Instagram
Why-
post
you
in
guys say
LA.
so many wrong
Jason
things.
doesn't even know who Nashville
Right?
I
is.
knew it.
Don't watch this podcast.
I knew it. I knew it.
You did?
I was wrong.
Damn
Fucking
it.
Karen Black.
Karen Black.
Karen
okay.
Karen Black.
You know who else is also in that? Shelley Duvall.
Oh, she
Ned
just
Beatty.
died.
in
Recently
that.
late Shelley Duvall.
Yeah.
Ned Beatty's in it too.
The recently late late
Did
late
you know
Beatty.
Jeff Goldblum's in Nashville?
I've never
I
seen
never
that.
even
I've never
knew it was
seen
a movie.
Nashville.
Lily
Yeah.
Tomlin's in it.
Is she?
Yeah.
I know my mom was in Nashville like the other day, but she's
Nashville
home
came
now.
out
Nashville's
1975. Over the course of a few hectic days, numerous interrelated people prepare for a political convention.
Oh. I don't think that has anything to do with the TV show Nashville.
I think that's about the
I
music
think it's
industry,
about,
right?
Yeah.
That was Connie Britton in
Save
Cheerleader
the
Girl.
cheerleader, save the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up next, Amanda Weiss or Weiss?
Weiss.
Yeah.
Is that Tina?
Tina.
Yeah.
She played Tina Gray. She's also Fast Times. We saw her in.
She's Judge Reinhold's girlfriend in that.
Okay.
Yeah. She's also
Dead in real life?
Lane Meyer's girlfriend at one point in Better Off Dead.
Why are we whispering that?
Oh.
Because I was trying to see if anybody would know it, but nobody
No.
got it. I thought we had more Better Off Dead fans down here than we
Not
do.
that,
Actually,
not that much.
Up next was the kid that played Rod Lane. His name is JSU. How do you say that? Jizu?
Giselle.
Yeah, that's
Is it Giselle? Is that how it's pronounced?
He was in We Were Soldiers, Collateral Damage, and Atlas Shrugged Part 1.
That
Soldiers,
was
was that-
Rod? That was Rod?
The kid that hung
Yeah.
himself in prison?
Yeah.
He didn't
mean,
hang
Well,
himself.
Freddie was very smart where he made it look
Yeah,
like a
but
hanging.
why would Freddie do that? Why not just slash him up?
Because
why
he has
did
to make it
Freddie
look like
hang?
a hanging.
Why? But why did
I
Freddie
have
have to make it
some-
look like a
There
hanging?
are a lot of questions in this movie.
Ask him.
Yeah.
What's your question?
That was one of my.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
why,
Yeah.
I don't.
I,
Oh, no,
thought that was a different question.
Why did
No,
the
like-
mom get sucked into the bed into a blue light?
and
But
the
Johnny
boy,
Depp exploded?
But then the boyfriend exploded.
Yeah. Like,
Because
why?
why would you kill everybody over the same way in a movie? The same exact way over and over.
Why not?
But
You
why
have
make it
kills.
different?
Watch it in a Violent Nature.
No. Damn
All
it,
those guys are different.
Jason. No, if she's telling me no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do
I'm
it.
not gonna watch it either.
But so many questions about this movie, and I don't know if you
watch
guys
it.
have like a sequence that you go through, so I don't want to like.
No.
mess
We'll let
things
Jason
Say
do the
whatever you
cast, and then
Oh,
we kinda-
okay.
But
Let's
we,
keep going.
we also talk over him as he's doing the
Oh, yeah.
cast.
And then I had to bring him back into it, you know. But playing Dr. King was Charles Fleischer. He was also the voice of Roger Rabbit in Who Framed Roger
really?
Rabbit.
Sure. Yes.
And he was also
Yep.
in The Elderly Man raising money for the clock tower, and he also coursed Marty in Back to the Future
Okay.
Part 2.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And when I saw him, I'm like, I know this guy's from stuff. I just didn't know what stuff it was.
I was excited to talk about that guy.
No, I got the sleep study
I have
thing.
one more that I'm excited for, though.
Oh,
to
okay.
bring up.
I do too.
I'll get to
I
it.
still,
I
have
love
one
this.
I still have one person that you haven't mentioned.
I have 5 more people to mention.
Oh,
Five more
wow.
people. I thought there were 5 people in this movie.
So we had another Sergeant Parker was Joseph Whip, WHIPP, Whip. He was in Escape from Alcatraz, Suicide Kings. He was in Scream. No.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The teacher was played by Lynn Shay.
That's one of the people I was hoping you were
She
talking
played
about.
Magda in.
There's something about
There
Mary.
you go. Yep.
And she was
Oh
also.
my god! I looked her up because I'm like, she looks really familiar. I think I know her as an old lady. But I never found.
She's the old
something
lady
about Mary.
in something about
Yeah.
Mary. And
That's
she's
in her top 4. You missed it.
And
Right?
she's
I didn't look at the top
Yeah,
4.
she's
I,
also-
I just scrolled through because I didn't want to spoil it. And
she's in Kingpins also. She's with Woody Harrelson.
She's in
God,
that.
okay.
She's in the Insidious movies as well. She was in Chapter 3 and in Dead End. I don't know if she's in others or not, but yeah.
Yeah, she's the overly tan
yes,
with
that's
the
so
dog.
funny. I was like, I know her.
Magda in Something About Mary. I don't know what her real name is.
You saw Something About Mary, right? That one you saw, right? Yeah. I'm just saying it nicely. I wasn't being mean.
Don't shake your
She
head.
laughed.
Audio.
Everybody stop judging me because I haven't seen movies from
I was just wanted to make sure. I
1933.
didn't ask you a follow-up
Something About
question.
Mary's like 95
I
or something
saw
like
Something About Mary.
Okay.
Jesus,
That's all I was
you know
asking
what, Andy?
that. Sorry, Jason's a bad influence on me.
All I
Gets
said
me
was, did you
angry.
see that one? Because I wanted to ask if I was going to ask a follow-up question that would make sense. If you didn't watch it, I wouldn't ask a question.
I've watched it.
Our
Don't-
award.
She puts the comb right through
Our
her
award.
bangs.
That's a major
Her hair
award.
product. I've watched it.
What movie? That's a major award.
It's a major award.
I know the movie.
She
I thought
never
you were
saw
asking
it.
Adrienne.
I had to make her watch this movie.
Is it Airplane?
No, it's A Christmas Story.
I'm not a fan.
I've never heard anybody that doesn't like that movie.
Well,
Except one
I
person.
hate Airplane, so
You never really gave Airplane a chance.
I've seen
Because we-
Airplane. Yes, I have.
See? Are you missing Adrienne quote Airplane?
So good. So good. So good.
All right,
Yeah.
next up I had Joe Unger playing Sergeant Garcia. He was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, so I'll be seeing him next month.
When you're in Pennsylvania, you get
Yeah.
murdered in the drive-thru.
And here was the one I wanted to bring up. Mimi Craven. She
Okay.
played the nurse. That was Wes's ex-wife.
I was saying, was she related to Wes? This is
And
interesting.
She was in Star Trek Voyager. She had an episode of that, but she was in one episode. She was in Swamp Thing, and she was in one episode of Seinfeld. Do you know what episode of Seinfeld she was in?
I couldn't even tell you what she looked like. So
When I tell
Yeah.
you with this episode, I think you'll know what she looks like.
Did she play a nurse?
No, she's when George and Jerry go back to Russell Dalrymple's apartment.
Oh, Denise Richards?
No, the girl sitting at the table that he's having dinner with.
Wow.
That's Mimi Craven.
Okay.
Denise Richards comes in later.
Okay.
And then he says you get a good look, Costanza, because he was looking at her chest.
Cleavage is like the sun. You don't stare at it. You
Jerry
look and
Jerry
look away.
nudged him like this, and he said, and he went like that, and then George was like,
And Denise Richards was supposed to be like 15 or something like that.
and then so her dad comes up and he says, right behind it, he's like, "Did you get a good look, Costanza?"
You don't stare at cleavage. You look. It's like the sun. You look and you look away.
And then I had the foreman was played by David Andrews. He was in Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, Apollo 13, and Fair Game.
The foreman of what?
Yeah, but who's the foreman?
I saw no work being done.
I don't
in
know.
this
That's the
movie.
last person I had in the cast. I just
I'm
figured
trying
I'd
to
give
think.
it to
Like
you guys.
there was
Well,
no
the only one I had that I
instruction
thought
for-
might be a surprise was the chick that was in Something About Mary. Because as soon as I saw her, I'm like, man, I know this girl from something. And as she was talking, I'm like, Something About Mary. And Kingpins also with Woody Harrelson and Dennis Quaid, Randy Quaid. She has sex with Woody Harrelson. He was not happy about it.
All right,
Such a great
that's
movie.
all I have for the cast, so let's get into everyone's notes if we can. I'll start off with New Line Cinema was saved from bankruptcy by the success of this film and was jokingly nicknamed the house that Freddy built. New Line Cinema, yeah. Now you see that.
I thought for a horror movie in the 1980s, and we've seen a lot of horror movies in the 1980s just doing this podcast. This movie looks fantastic. Like, it still looks so good. Like, they put a lot of money into this
it doesn't
movie.
look 84.
Like, there's shitty special effects here and there, but, like, it looks so good. The acting's terrible, but
Speaking of special
every
effects,
time I saw something, I'm like, man, this looks like...
you got a good one.
It wasn't bad.
I'm not gonna lie, I agree, and I have not seen a lot of horror movies.
But we've
from
seen, like,
back
so
in the
many
day.
movies where it looks like it's just a camcorder and someone's, like, sitting
A
there
million
shaking.
percent.
And
This
just like,
was-
and
This was impressive.
really
I'm not
looked
gonna
good.
lie. I agree.
The film cost roughly $1.8 million to produce, of which only $57,000 was reserved for the ambitious special effects. Effects designer Jim Doyle accepted anyway because he was desperate for work. The movie made its entire budget back in its opening weekend.
Wow.
Special effects being Freddy behind a latex sheet as he was like
That's
bending over.
disgusting.
Which
that
I
was
thought
on my
was
notes.
awesome.
No,
I
that's
was like,
fucked up.
when-
When it comes up to the no, I'm good.
The tongue in the phone.
Oh, that's right.
Which was a little silly.
Nope.
My favorite
Disgusting.
one though.
Well, Freddy is always silly though. There's always a
But he was not
corny-
silly in this.
I don't think he was silly.
not
Yeah.
too
Freddy
silly,
in
but
this.
then he does get corny and have like cheesy lines
Oh, a
in
million
later
percent.
movies.
Later on, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, and
there
on
was-
the other, I've never
Oh,
seen
yeah,
it.
there's
But I
been a
feel like in
million
this
of them.
movie,
There's a bunch
this
of
got weird at the
sequels.
end.
But like one of the,
I
always,
heard.
the on-running jokes, and they did it in Rick and Morty and stuff. Is that like he's always like
You can run, but you can't hide.
bitch?
Yes.
It's always bitch.
Bitch.
And I didn't hear him say bitch one time. In
Me
this. I'm
either.
like, where's this bitch? That
Yeah.
came later. They made him a cartoon character after this movie, but
Yeah.
he's seriously like a horror guy in this.
Yeah.
But I want to say, because I've never seen it, so I watched for the first time, disturbing from like the second I turned it on. But then as I watched it, I was like, oh, it's not as scary now compared to what I've seen.
Yeah.
as a-
Right.
But I didn't do horror when I was little. Hated it, didn't want to do it, wanted nothing to do with it. But they're in the bathtub and she's singing the fucking song as she's tired and falling asleep. Are you fucking
And her mom
dumb?
just told her, don't fall asleep in
Right.
there.
And then the hand comes.
yeah,
no,
the
That's
hand was
haunted.
great.
As a kid,
But
we
right
took-
between her legs,
Yeah.
like I'm not sure what you're doing with the fucking knives on your fingers. No, let's stop.
Yeah.
And then nope. And then she goes down. No.
Yeah, that was an ongoing
She's
fear I
asking
had
for
too.
it.
Like every time I would be, as a kid, be taking a bath and left alone, because I was 7 or 8, 10, whatever. That I always thought of that
4.
scene
She's in the tub.
every
4 years
time.
old.
I
Amanda-
don't
drown.
like any I don't like stand up showers only because I don't want to stand over a drain of any which way. Swear no, I'm not taking a bath. I'm not taking a shower in a stand up shower. Fuck you. The drain needs to be down by my feet or it's not happening. No. And then this just like confirmed and solidified my entire life fear. So thank you, Jason, for
You're
making me
welcome.
watch it.
Prior to making this film, Amanda Weiss, who was at Monster Mania last week when I was there, had never seen a horror movie, and Heather Langenkamp had only seen Burnt Offerings.
Ooh, great horror movie.
My
Burnt
favorite
Offerings.
and scariest movie
Yeah.
ever,
Burnt offerings.
from 1976 with
Burgess Meredith.
Burgess Meredith.
Richard Burton.
No, Reed. Oliver Reed.
Oliver Reed.
Karen Black.
And
Betty Davis.
Betty Davis.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Betty Davis is very scary.
Yes, she is.
Just by sitting there in her. So this was film debut of John Depp. I mentioned that. It took 32 days to film.
That's it? It's
Yeah.
impressive.
32 days I got, yep.
One of the things I liked about this movie, even though it was made in the 80s, but even some other movies made in the 80s really went over the top with the 80s fashion, which wasn't every day. But this movie was definitely everyday, horrible 80s fashion. Like Nancy's outfits, every one of them were awful. She wore like
She
these
also hadn't
khakis
slept in
with
like
this-
days. So she
with
was like,
the-
I'm putting whatever I
oh
can
my
put
God.
on.
She just, her clothes are hideous.
But even at the very
And
end,
that's
like when
real
she like
80s.
thinks she's like
when
save
everything's
the
better.
world, right? And she steps on the front porch of their mom. I'm like, yeah, that is a solid
Yeah.
80s outfit.
Real 80s too, not neon and
No, it
you
was
know.
like the cropped, which is kind
Yeah.
of what kids are wearing today.
Yeah, Tara loved Johnny Depp's crop top that he was wearing, and those.
That was nice.
Right
Guys
before he
should bring
got
them back.
sent to bed.
Andy, Jason, crop tops for
yeah.
your poker Sunday. Let's just bring it back.
Should I be wearing a crop top next time you see me?
Yeah, please.
You'll
They're making a
throw
comeback.
up. You'll be like, good God, no.
That'll be the horror movies.
Please,
yes, yeah.
sweatpants and sweatshirt for you, sir.
Where was I going to say here? I lost it. Dang it.
Sorry.
No, I'll say this one. Amanda Weiss, again, said she was handing out candy at her mom's house on Halloween following the film's release. She was surprised to see so many trick-or-treaters dressed as Freddy. She told one of the kids that she played Tina in the movie, but they didn't believe her.
Because they probably weren't allowed to see the movie. They were little
like,
kids. It's an
what?
R-rated movie.
Yeah.
I want to be Freddy.
And Freddy, originally they wanted to use a stuntman to play Freddy Kruger, but
Oh.
they went with Robert Englund.
I think that's a good idea because stuntmen usually are maybe a little bulkier.
That
and
depends.
The fact
Did you
that he
ever
was
see
really skinny, I think
Once
was
Upon a
good.
Time in America? Did you ever see that movie?
No.
Well, you know the one scene that I thought was weird, and I think it's just
Or Once Upon a
my
Time in Hollywood. I
lack of
apologize.
knowledge of the movie, but was when at one point one of the girls goes outside and he's like out between two shots and his arms
Oh,
are
yeah.
super long.
Oh, yeah. It's,
One of my notes was like,
was, like, comically long,
when
yeah.
did his arms get that
Yeah.
long? And then the next scene, like he's normal, and I was
Well,
like,
it's a
oh
dream.
right, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it
You can do
wasn't like
whatever
when
you
I
want.
was watching it, it wasn't. And I was like, what is happening right now?
That was a little goofy. When he's on the mom at the end burning, you can see the mask looks. It's
Yes.
not even a Freddy Krueger mask. It's like a W.C.
Yeah.
Fields mask or something like that. It's like,
It takes him 3 hours to get into makeup.
Well, that's probably why. They probably didn't say, Robert Englund, get on the bed, we'll set you on fire. So they just threw like And he like, oh, get that mask, and they threw it on there. But that was the only time I really thought the special effects were bad. I thought the special effects were actually quite fantastic for the time.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
And I know a whole story about how they did some of the special effects, which I can enthrall you with or not. You probably have them in your notes.
Nah, you can say.
Well, I know with Tina, the first girl that gets killed, they put her in a rotating room, so when she gets dragged up the side of the room, she's just kind of
rolling
scooting
around.
around as the building's
moving.
moving around her, and the camera's stationary, so she's not moving. The room's moving around her. And when they did Johnny Depp's death, spoiler, Johnny Depp dies in his movie. When they did his death, they used the same room, and they just turned it upside down, and they put like a thing of blood up top, and they just shot it up. So when you're looking at when you're
funnel out, right?
When you're looking at it, it's coming out.
Sure, and spurting
and
up
it's
to the
spurting
ceiling.
up.
Yeah.
They're filming it upside down. They just had the blood flying down out of there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it'll come spurting out." It just went flying out the door and ruined all their equipment and stuff like that. All the fake blood just
Where do you have to find out about this kind of stuff?
Some DVD commentary or
He just
something like that.
Yeah.
He just
knows those
go down a
kinds of
rabbit hole.
things.
That's what
just thought
that
it was so
IMDb I was
funny
telling you
that-
about. That's a website.
I know IMDb.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it stood for.
That's what that's where you can get a lot of this. A lot of this information from there. I get like Wikipedia. You can get stuff on, or even I even
The
Google.
internet.
Sometimes there's like
it's a powerful source.
you'll see there's these
I've heard
random
of it.
there's these random like articles that be like 10 things to know about this movie, or 10 things you didn't know about this movie, or whatever, and then you know 9 out of the 10, and you learn one thing. But that's where I get a lot.
things
That's where I
you've
get a lot
never
of
heard
stuff,
about Jerry Seinfeld, and you're just like, Jerry Seinfeld did it as a
He's like,
17-year-old,
he's
1988. I'm
Jewish,
like, I
he's
remember that. It's an anti-dentite.
the words Elm Street are not spoken at all during this movie.
Do they even show a road sign saying they're on
You know what?
Elm
That's
Street?
a good point.
Nope.
Where
I
does
don't
it
think
come
I don't
from?
think it comes until later, and then a
Well,
different
why
movie,
they don't put and like? Is there
It was
a
named
reason behind
after
it?
Elm Street in Wheaton, Illinois, where Wes Craven went to college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Recently, the current owners of that house within the last month went viral because the owner of the house was like screaming at someone who was like out front taking pictures of the Nightmare on Elm Street house.
Why would you buy that house?
I know.
That's like the
They
people that
have like
complain
a gate
about
in
what's the other
front,
house?
so you
The
can't, like, walk up.
Christmas Story house.
Oh, it was
That-
like a
that-
real home. Like it wasn't like a
Yeah, it was
staged.
a real
I
home.
think you just
yeah.
filmed from the
They should
outside and
make
said, "There's
those.
the house."
They should
The
make
rest
those
of it's set,
Airbnbs
but
and let people live in them. Just do that kind of stuff.
Why would you buy a house that like you know?
But why
people
not? To your point, if it's just the front and you're not really filming in the house, why does it
I would
matter?
love
People
to
are
have the Brady Bunch
insane.
house. That would be so cool.
Did you ever watch Breaking
see what
Bad?
they did?
No.
Oh.
Oh
There's
yeah,
a
that
famous
house
scene in
is
Breaking
a lot
Bad
of
where they
visitors
throw
too.
the pizza.
He tried to get me into
They
it. I
throw
just didn't.
the main guy, Bryan Cranston, throws the pizza
Sopranos.
on the roof. Those people, to this day, have people throwing pizzas on the roof of their house.
Yeah.
Well, because people get obsessed. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
it's
They
a
have,
bit
a fence,
weird.
they have a fence there now. They can't go
I'm
past
sure they do.
Yeah.
the lawn.
I
And
think I
I
could chuck a
would have
pizza
sold that
that
house
far.
years ago.
Despite offense, I could chuck a pizza that far.
That's a
But
good
why
show,
would you?
Breaking Bad.
I'm just saying.
I know
She
you
could.
would.
She's
I
shot
know you
anyway.
wouldn't,
She's
but
capable.
You like
why
Bryan
would you-
Cranston in that
like,
show, right?
Very
Your Honor.
rational
I don't
human being.
know.
Why would you do that anyway?
No, listen, I've
He's
heard a lot
amazing
about
in
Breaking
Breaking
Bad,
Bad.
but Matt and I talked about watching it
Yeah.
at some point. But it's just like I said, we get like an hour, maybe 2 hours a week.
That's an episode a week. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Man, kids
But
suck.
I've got other things. Little kids suck.
Yeah.
No, they
No,
don't
actually, I'm
stop
not lying.
sucking.
Like, well, like there, it depends. Like some nights we're tired, but we do. We only get a
Of
few
course,
hours in.
yeah.
Gotta prioritize. You know, Real Housewives.
See, they affect your product. They affect your problem.
She got 3 nights of Big Brother. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
tough.
forget it. The next like 2 months of my life are Big Brother only. That's it.
Good lord. What?
This is the only. This is also the only Nightmare on Elm Street film where Freddy does not have stripes on his sleeves of his infamous sweater.
His
I'm
sweater
glad you
and
brought that up because I
sleeves.
told you I left my notes at home. But I tried to jot some down. I thought it was a striped shirt.
Yeah. It
There weren't stripes on his shirt?
No,
I
this one.
But
No,
there
it
were
was just-
stripes
I
on
thought
the
there
hood of
were.
the convertible, which matched his
Yeah.
shirt.
I must have
He
just
wasn't
like
wearing
put
a
them on
sweater
there.
yet. Yeah.
So he had a sweater on. Was it just the sleeves that weren't striped and the body of it was?
I don't know.
I mean, the whole thing
honestly.
was just like maroon or gray.
Yeah.
I guess I would have to go back.
But
and,
are you
like,
saying at the end of the movie
specifically
there's
So at
stripes?
the end of the movie, the convertible
The
top that
convertible
comes down
top,
is the
yeah.
traditional green and red striped sweater or colors.
It makes me think
Very
they might have put it in
puzzled
at
by
the
the
end,
ending,
though.
but I haven't seen
Possibly,
next.
yeah.
I
The ending
also-
caught me the fuck off guard. I was like, what is happening?
So I talked about that with Tara when we watched it. Like the ending really didn't make sense because
At all.
she fixed the problem.
Thank you.
She supposedly solved it, but apparently they
a lot
added,
of horror movies end like that, though, where
they
you're just like,
added
what?
that ending because
They wanted to make more.
They wanted to make more.
So that's what
and
makes
that
sense.
wasn't
It's a
original.
bad ending,
They
though.
wanted him to
I think
live
it's a
on.
bad ending.
Yeah.
Right,
Because
but
now you're like,
Better
is this
ending,
a dream? Like, is she just
Right.
dreaming
well, that's what I
this?
mean. Like,
And-
she,
Is she
like,
not?
she
'Cause
pretends like
everybody
she
else-
defeats him,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
Everybody
it
else
sucks her
but
mom.
her
Like
is
her mom
dead.
looks like she's all like evil, sending her kid off in the car.
Little Ronnie Blackley.
Yeah.
But
And
everybody
like
else
everyone
is
came
dead,
back to life. But,
except her.
But the 4 people were in the car. But Johnny Depp,
They're all and her mom
all
has
back
already
to
been
life,
killed.
and her
But they've
mom.
all- so-
Yeah.
That's
I did
I've
not
got so
like
many
the ending
My
of this
question
movie.
was, did they live? Did they die? She's still
Exactly.
dreaming?
Am
Like,
I watching
what's
the
I
ending?
agree. I
don't know
enjoyed
what's
the movie up
happening.
until the ending. It's just like it
I
kind of
think
gets
it's
you
a
out of
bad
it, like,
ending, and if you want to do a sequel, don't even have that ending. Just make Freddy pop up.
But
the
did
next
like
time.
the next
Yeah.
one, because I haven't seen it, did the next one make
Oh,
sense?
the next one's horrible.
No.
The next one, I just
Great.
watched it
Freddy's
recently.
Revenge.
He's not even in it. I don't think
I
he's
think
really
three was
saved.
I remember
the
3
kid,
being
right?
okay.
This is just
Yeah.
Yeah,
The 3
3 and
was
4
good,
were
right?
good. Dream
Yeah.
Warrior
Yes,
and
3
Dream
and 4 I
Child or
liked.
whatever.
Yeah. The second one is so not like the rest of them. It all goes around this
That's
kid, and I
1985,
think
so we'll be doing it next year.
Yeah, I just watched it
I
like, a
just
couple
remember
years
this big
ago.
pool scene in there where he
Yes.
pops out of
We
the
got
pool.
a guest
pool
for
party.
Nightmare on Elm Street too.
Yeah. And then
Well, I feel like
Sword.
now, I feel like I
Nightmare
need
movies?
to see it through.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to. I mean,
He'll be here for the
this
next
is
2
also
decades without these movies.
Nancy's house has a blue door in this movie. In all of the sequels, the door is
White.
red.
Red.
I'll say red.
Darn. I wonder if it's the
Well,
same
they
house. in the
changed it up.
sequels.
They just wanted a little
Yeah.
bit of a change, you know?
Yeah, they figured it out. Like, shit, we should have made the door red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just do
And
it
they
now.
decided to,
So
yeah.
listen, I'm a parent of adult children now, but I went through the teenage years with kids, and you did also.
Mm-hmm.
And parents are not that dumb. Parents are not so stupid that if you play a cassette tape
Oh my
of
God.
airplane sounds, being like, "I'm at the airport," and then it goes to like, I don't know, what was
No,
it?
but then it was
A
somebody screaming
train,
and a
then someone
train and-
screaming. Oh no, that must be
And a
someone
car
outside. I was
crash.
like.
And then
Yeah.
everything went wrong on that.
No,
Yeah.
I was
No,
not,
that was
I
great.
was not
That was
Johnny
great.
Depp's parents. I know that a lot of the times Michelle and I were just like, are the kids lying to us? And do we care? No, whatever. Like if they die tonight, I guess they died tonight. But I tried as hard as there's only so much you can do.
We said
1,000,000%.
we love them when they left. We're good.
Yeah, there's only. I mean, when
left
the
them
cops
good.
come the next morning, they're like, "Were they drunk when they left?" I'm like, "No, I didn't even know they left." So the fact that like
They're not
he's like
home?
going through all these machinations just to get to her house, or was he at the house? I don't even remember where he was when he did that whole thing. But
It was
I
at
just-
Tina's house.
oh my god, that whole thing. Oh yeah, because that's the night that everybody dies or she dies.
Spoiler.
But even one of the funniest parts for me, and this is probably not funny, but it was for me in the moment, was
There's
when.
a lot of
Yeah, this is very
unintentional
funny, yeah.
funny things
Okay,
in this
so
movie.
I don't know the characters' names. I'm sorry, I've only watched it once. But the girl who first dies,
Tina.
the blonde, yeah,
Tina,
so
she's
Tina,
sweet.
she's
from the-
having.
yeah,
She seems really sweet.
I like her.
Yeah. So when she has like her
Beth
first,
from Better Off Dead.
sure is.
Yeah.
When she has her first nightmare and she wakes up and like her nightgown's cut and her mom comes in and she's like, "Are you all right?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, it just must have been a bad dream." And the mom was like, "Well, either you need to cut your fingernails, or
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just like
Or you
like that
need
would
to
be
stop-
normal. Like shit, you
I
got
was
it. You're
like,
rough.
is this mom fucking serious? You need to cut your fingernails or stop.
You gotta be a little more
stop
careful
having
with
bad
that.
dreams."
You know, trim that.
Carving yourself apart. When the mom walks
I
in,
laughed
she's
so
like, "Are
hard.
you okay?" I could have sworn. I mean, I haven't seen this movie in a long time, and the only person's name who I remember was Nancy, of course. She's like, "Are you okay?" I thought she said Dana. I'm like, "Oh, that is so awesome that her name's Dana." I'm like, I can't wait to like talk to her tomorrow about
the
this.
funny thing
and then,
is-
like 10 minutes later, they're like,
Yeah.
"Tina, come over here." I'm like, "Oh,
You're like,
Tina,
"I'm so close."
damn."
It's funny
So
because
close.
sometimes Tina, Dana, like they could sound the same, but Freddie in that one scene is always going, Tina.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
So
the whisper.
Tara constantly, she'll just
She'll fucking whisper it.
She'll
Nope.
go, Tina.
nice.
That's her thing. Nice.
Always, she's always
Oh,
done
that fucking whispering, that
Yeah.
fucked me up, and it was 11 a.m. on a Monday.
Yeah.
Don't whisper my
Freddie
name.
was
I know.
scary.
It is scary.
He is such a joker in every movie after this one. Everything's
Yes.
one-liners and
Yeah, because it starts to become like.
Yeah.
everything's
Seriously,
like.
when was the
point-
last one that came out? What year? I feel like I've seen a more
They
recent
did
one.
a
There was a
remake with
prequel,
Jack
right?
Pearl
Was it
Haley.
New
Johnny
Nightmare
Depp.
was like 2010 or something like that, right?
No, the New Nightmare with Heather Langenkamp, that was in the 90s. The remake
No,
with...
there's one- there's one from
I mean the
2000.
New Nightmare movie. I didn't mean the name. I'm sorry.
The remake with Jack Earl Haley was in maybe the 2000s.
That was bad. I
But
like
that's
Jack
the last
Earl
one.
Haley though. That was bad. That was the last one.
Has
I think
he
so.
played Freddy in all of them?
Except for the remake, yes.
In the remake, it was Kelly Leak from Bad News Bears. He had an .876 batting average.
Oh, go get him.
That's an amazing batting. That's one out every,
I'm not
20
sure
at-bats?
Jackie Earle Haley was 2010.
Who?
2010, okay. That's a remake.
That's the one.
Jackie Earle Haley was the guy that played Freddy in the remake.
Can I see that for a second?
You wanna see
2010.
Just the movies right there.
They definitely went to the...
You gotta click on it.
But the guy was... This is,
you want to see Jackie Earle Haley, click on it.
Oh, no, I didn't see this one.
They went into, like, the history of Freddy in that one.
He was more scarred in that one, too.
Well, they also
was it good?
No. They also went to the whole... he's a child molester. He had his own little basement where they
Well, they
brought
kind
the
of
kids.
allude to that in this, where the mom said
He's just a
he
child
was killing
killer.
all the... But, like, what did you want from them? But it's true. But if you're going to put your hand up in the tub where I am, I was going to say tubby.
But it's so funny how, like, they're like, he's a child killer. He's not a child molester. Like,
Big difference.
He's not some kind of freak.
Right?
He just
He's a
murders
fucking
children. But it almost felt like they were like tapping down on, let's relax here,
fine.
people. He doesn't touch these children before he kills them, all right? He's not
Jackie Earle
sick.
Haley as Freddy.
So, and then there was Freddy versus Jason.
And then there was that one
That
too,
was after
Adrienne.
that, right?
So
No,
here's
that's
the order.
before the remake.
It goes 84, 85, 87, 88, 89. 91 is Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. New Nightmare was
When
94.
was that? 91?
91 was Freddy's Dead.
I still wouldn't have watched.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare wasn't a Freddy Krueger movie. It was like following the real actors.
It was Heather Langenkamp, and she's having dreams about Freddy.
the movie.
And then,
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there
It was
was
not good.
Freddy vs. Jason in 2003, and then A Nightmare on Elm Street 2010.
That's
That's
remake.
with Jackie Earle Haley.
2010 is what I'm
Yeah.
thinking of.
And this is Jackie Earle Haley as Freddy.
But Freddy versus Jason
Oh, they made him
was
look just
when?
like him.
In the
2003 or something like
2003?
that. I just watched that one like 2 weeks ago.
I want to say
This movie's so silly.
I was still in college.
In the 2000s?
I graduated 2004, Andy.
Oh my god, I had two
was,
kids by then.
That's cute.
I had two kids by then.
It was
What do you
ranked
want
number
from me?
11 in Entertainment
When'd you
Weekly's
start working
25
at-
scariest
When did you
movies of
start
all
working at Direct
time.
Film It?
2000 and
This is all stuff you should have asked in the first episode.
2006.
I feel I've known her since like the 90s. Like if she said like
2006.
92, I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. 2006, huh?
Yeah.
She was 10 in 92.
But I was in my 20s.
Like I said, it was ranked 11 in Entertainment Weekly's 25 scariest movies of all time.
It is. I would agree with that. It's
Wait, what?
top 5 for me. This one, right? You're talking
Yeah.
about this one? Yeah.
Was
It's ranked number 11 in Entertainment Weekly's 25
To date.
scariest movies of all time. I don't know when that list came out.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Entertainment Weekly, so it's got to be at
Here's
least
my-
10 years ago. Does Entertainment Weekly
I don't want to go
still
out
do
of
stuff
order here.
now?
It was. I feel like looking back now, like at the time, I was scared to fucking death of this
Yeah.
movie. So I guess I'm going to say yeah, but
I see. I don't feel this was ever scary, and I didn't see
I
this
don't
in
feel
the
like it is
theater
now.
in '84. I probably saw it on video cassette in '86 or something like that. But I don't think this was ever scary. There's
got,
nothing scary. There's maybe a jump scare or two in this.
but
and
when you
besides
the concept of it that someone's going to fucking kill you in your dreams or nightmares.
I was never. Well, I never had nightmares or was scared
Me
of movies
either.
like this because I watched them my entire life, like as a kid. And I think this was one that my dad always let me watch over and over. But I still thought it was scary, but it was a cool scary. Like I loved Freddy Krueger. The
Always
whole
loved Freddy.
franchise was my
Yep.
favorite. I think the first one I saw in the theater was probably like it was probably 3 or 4.
I think this is the
in the
only one
80s
I
at
never
some
saw in
point.
the theater.
Okay.
Until like,
Freddy's
maybe the
not my
last
favorite.
couple I didn't see
Yeah.
because I was like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
But like 2,
Freddy's
3, and
not
4.
my
definitely.
favorite.
What franchise?
That's my favorite
Yeah.
franchise. Yeah.
Where you got there?
Jason.
Oh, Jason.
Like my
I
brother
love
growing
Friday
up
13th.
loved everything horror.
Yeah.
Hate it, but he knew I hated it.
Yeah.
So he was older, so he controlled the remote, right?
Of
So like
course.
whatever he wanted to watch, we watched, and that's why like I've seen this movie, but only bits and pieces because like I would watch a part and they'd be like, "No, I'm good. I'm gonna step away." And
In Japan, they called it Evil in Elm Street. And how many times was Tina's name mentioned throughout the course of this
Lord.
film?
Well,
We're going to go around the board here.
Okay.
Tina's
Tina. How many times was Tina's name
Did they say the
mentioned?
name Tina?
Yeah.
And not Dana, right? Tina.
Tina. Not Dina.
I'm going to say 37.
37.
Okay, I'll go 21.
21.
I'm going 42.
You should have just went one over him because that's like Price is Right.
Why I went over? So he
39
Wow.
times. Tina.
Stop. It's so disturbing. I thought, where you go? 39.
Over 500 gallons of fake blood were used during filming.
Yeah, I think it all
Especially
came
for
out
that
of Johnny
Johnny
Depp's
Depp,
bed.
yeah.
Does a human body have that much blood? Like,
The whole thing was very strange to
That's
me.
why they couldn't do it for Nancy's mom. They ran out of
That's
blood.
what
Yeah.
They ran
There's
out. but
no
she-
blood
She
left.
just disappeared.
Yeah.
Because they probably spilled it when they did that. They're like,
They
oh,
probably
that's
did.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, that's it. We're all
Okay.
done.
we only got 500 gallons of this. What are you doing? Now, get a mop and wring it out and put it in the bucket.
Bring it back.
All right. Freddy Krueger has less than 7 minutes of screen time in this movie.
Yeah, there's
Wow.
a lot of not Freddy Krueger in
And
this
now
movie.
I have two things here. There was a poster on Glenn's bedroom door.
Yes.
And I got a poster
saw
above
those
Glenn's
posters.
bed in his death scene. Can you give me those posters?
Well, I did see a poster, and I thought I saw the police in
I didn't see the
Nancy's
police.
room.
I don't know if there was one in Nancy's room, but in Glenn's bedroom on the door, the UK band Madness.
Okay.
Did
Okay.
you
This is
notice
our
this,
house.
or you just know this from?
I saw it and confirmed it after I had the notes.
I don't know
saw
the
it.
answer.
so like you know, you were like, oh, look at that poster.
I
It's
confirmed
madness.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
And the other one was Grace Under Pressure album by
Rush.
Rush. Yep.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that one, but that was in there. But I saw
Okay.
the first one. Yeah.
I thought
impressive.
I had seen the police at Nancy's bedroom, like her door open.
Now that might
way
be
I thought it
so.
was, like,
I don't
over
know.
there.
I didn't see that in any of
I
my
was
notes,
trying to
but-
look. It was hard to tell because I knew
always
you were going to
dark.
ask a question.
It was always dark.
Yeah. Yeah, we had to turn the lights off and close the blinds at one point.
Do you want me
'cause
to
it was
go
hard
through
see.
my list of who they wanted to have for certain roles? I got some people
As
that
long as
have-
it's not 20,000 people.
It's not a lot, yeah. All right, so Heather Langenkamp beat over 200 actresses for the role of
Wow.
Nancy Thompson. Among them, Jennifer Grey, Demi Moore, Courtney Cox, Tracy Gold, and Claudia Wells.
I don't know Claudia Wells,
Yeah,
but
who's
they
that?
made the right choice, I feel like.
I know the name, Claudia Wells.
It's
but I can't
amazing that
think of
they
who it
thought
is.
at one point that Heather Langenkamp was a better actress than any of the people you just mentioned.
Well, I think she's better than Tracy Gold.
Well,
Tracy
yeah.
Gold is Growing
From
Pains.
growing, I was saying from growing pains,
Yeah.
right?
But man, I mean, she is a terrible actress, man. I mean, like,
first
it's
I
so
have to
funny
preface
how.
this. Charlie Sheen raped Corey Haim.
Oh my God,
the
this
80s.
is the second time you brought it up in 2
Okay.
days.
Okay, so Charlie Sheen, John Cusack, Brad Pitt, Kiefer Sutherland, Nick Cage, and C. Thomas Howell were all considered for the role
It's
of
Tom
Glenn.
Howe.
But all those guys, well, not all those guys, but they'd already
Charlie
done
was in the role.
stuff.
Charlie wanted the role, but he wanted too much money, so
Do you
they didn't give
dislike
it to him.
Charlie Sheen? Why'd you bring it up?
Because I love
days?
Corey Haim, and I think I'm on a
Okay. All
I'm
right.
carrying the flame for Corey Haim.
Okay.
But all those guys
That
you
rhymes.
mentioned, I think all the guys you mentioned, we've already talked about. So that means they've already done movies by the time Nightmare's
Yeah.
being
You guys are
filmed.
pro Charlie Sheen. You could be pro Charlie
No,
Sheen.
I'm
not
not
pro
saying
Sheen.
anything
I'm
about
pro
Charlie Sheen or
Charlie
not.
Sheen. Let's go.
I'm saying
Pro
Nicolas
Corey Haim
Cage.
here.
We already talked
He raped
about.
them.
Well,
He was a
shit
little boy.
happened.
He was a little boy on the
Well,
movie
shit
Lucas.
happened, you know?
You know, maybe Corey Haim was asking for it, but
Oh my God. He's dead. You can't talk about him like that.
True.
all those guys you mentioned have already
True.
done stuff. So I
I
think
know
they
the
wanted.
feeling. He had problems with pills. I know where he was. I've been there.
Preach.
I think Jesus has been raped. I think a lot of these guys
I probably
have
was
done.
touched.
Once or twice.
Stop.
I got a large family.
We are off the rails here. I'm editing all this out. Cut. I think a lot of the guys you just mentioned have done stuff before and they wanted an unknown.
Yeah,
So
I
glad I'm
agree.
here.
I agree. They wanted an unknown. And they made a right choice.
Darren Dalton, not the baseball
baseball
player.
player.
That's
From-
what my
from
Blair's
Red
named after.
Dawn.
Blair Dalton Tracy is named after
That's
Darren
their
Dalton.
brother's
Red-
middle
Red-
name.
Is named after
Darren
Darren
Dalton.
Blair
baseball player?
Dalton
Yeah.
Tracy.
Who
He's
is?
gay, so
Her
Blair
brother.
is
Your
Blair.
brother is.
It's a male, but he fits it now. He hated it growing up, but now
Wait,
he's gay and
who's
he
gay?
calls it my brother.
Her brother. Listen to the story.
But when he,
You're both talking at the same
grew up
time.
hating
You don't
his
even know what
name.
we're talking about. Okay.
his name is Blair, his first name.
He
and
was-
when you
he
think
was
of,
raised
it's not
as a
just the
Blair?
10 of us. What's the show called? Somebody else?
Facts of
That's the
life.
life.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he was like, well, the only
Blair
like,
Warner, yeah.
famous Blair is a female, and everybody's going to think
Blair
I'm gay.
Underwood?
Da-da-da-da.
Blair Underwood.
And then he was gay?
And he was,
Blair
but in
Waldorf-
middle school,
Waldorf-
I used to wear his
Waldorf.
clothes. So
I
he was
can't
like,
say
you
that word.
cannot go to
Waldorf.
high school dressing like a boy.
Gossip
You're going to
Girl.
be looking like a lesbian. And I was like, okay, Ann. And now he's the gay one. I'm not. But I love it. But his middle name is Dalton, which I love.
Yeah, and it was,
Yeah.
and it's after
That was a
that-
total
it's after
sidebar,
a baseball
sorry.
player because your dad was a Phillies fan, right?
Huge Phillies fan.
Yeah.
My youngest brother is Lance Randall Tracy after Randall Cunningham.
Oh, wow.
We don't
Go
talk about the
Appreciate that.
Eagles here. Cut.
And Lance, huh?
Cut.
Lance, I don't know
So
where
he
that
definitely wanted two gay sons, Lance and
Lance is not gay.
Blair?
Lance has a girlfriend. Lance has a girlfriend.
But your dad was not giving him a really good chance to not be gay.
None.
Well, Blair Underwood was famous before Blair from Facts of Life, right? I feel like he's
I don't know,
been
maybe
around
around the same time. 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it around the
but
same
he
time?
was like a big
Blair was hit
actor.
in the 70s, so.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. You're right.
But Ralph Macchio and Darren Dalton were considered for Rod Lane before they went with Jesus Garcia.
All those guys have done
Love
stuff,
that.
so I feel they were actually real actors by this point. And they would have been like, "Yo, give me $1 million, and I'll do it." And they're like, "Oh,
they're
our
all like,
budget's
"No,
like
forget it."
$50,000."
I don't know half these
Roy
names.
Scheider was considered for Lieutenant Thompson, but he turned it down because he was busy shooting
Jaws, but no, I'm saying for
I was saying, I know that
Blue
name
Thunder.
from
Blue
somewhere.
Thunder.
a movie we should have did in '84, but we're not going to do it.
Roy Scheider in '84.
I don't know who Roy Scheider is.
Jaws,
Jaws.
the main guy in Jaws, and he was in Blue Thunder, and he was in 1984. He was in
2010, the year we make contact.
You want to do that one? I'll do it with you.
No, I'm saying because we picked. That was one of the ones that was left. And we
Is that a
picked
movie?
That was one, yeah.
It's
I
the
guess.
sequel to 2001: A Space Odyssey.
If you want to do that instead of all of me, I'm all for that.
Well, no, we can. We have,
Are you ever going to do Empire Records?
I love that movie so much.
We could
I'm
do
going
that.
to McCarter Theater. They're doing a play there. McCarter
Really?
Theater. Yeah.
Wow.
They're
Give me your
doing
number.
that?
I'll send you. Yeah,
They're doing
McCarter
Empire
Theater.
Records, really?
Yeah. Sorry. Sidebar.
No, that's fine. That's fun. Kane Hodder auditioned to play Freddy.
Get the hell out of here. In 1984, the guy that would end up playing Jason in like 3 Friday the 13th
okay.
movies.
Okay.
He's too big, though, man. He's like 7 feet
Who's
tall.
the one who does the?
That's Jason.
Jason, right?
Oh, my son does. And my son walks around my house going with like a clear hockey mask on.
It almost sounds like he's trying to
He
do
has
like
the
Steve
hockey
Austin.
That's more like.
No, my son is. I think it's a serial killer. Like I'm raising a serial killer. I'm not sure where he's headed yet, but he's really into violence and Halloween.
In a
And
violent nature.
Oh, stop
How
it.
old is he? 6? How does
he'll
he
be
know?
6 November 1st.
How does he know all this stuff? Where's he picking this up
Because
from?
I'm a
The
terrible
internet?
fucking parent,
Oh,
Andy.
No, he
That's
didn't pick up
fine.
Friday the 13th from you.
And it wasn't you. It was not fucking me.
Yeah.
The internet. He watches people on YouTube who set up like animatronics and stuff for Halloween.
Oh, okay.
And so he found out who all these characters are from these people who have these huge displays. But if you take him to like a Spirit Halloween, I'm totally digressing. I'm sorry.
No,
If you
it's fine.
take him to one, he will shit his pants. But he'll watch it on YouTube all day long.
Because he's
So.
safe. He's just sitting
Yeah.
there. on
Have you
his
shown him
couch
any like
watching.
child horror films, like like Disney horror films or anything like that? Like
Do you have an example of what I
Haunted
would?
House is one, right, for Disney or
He loves
or,
There's
Nightmare.
Monster
The
House.
Nightmare Before
Adam
Christmas.
Sandler
Is
has that
that?
Halloween Hubie
Oh no, he hasn't
Halloween.
watched anything like
Well,
that
there's
yet.
Hotel Transylvania.
That was actually
like, that's
pretty fun,
animated.
too.
How about
I
like
like
That's fun, though.
Gremlins?
So Gremlins, I fucking hated when I was a kid. My brother
Do you want to do that movie?
once
We're doing it this Christmas.
Gremlins?
Yeah.
It's a Christmas movie.
You know, I mean, I'll watch it and
If you want to come on for that one.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I just feel like it was so disturbing. I feel like they were cute
Why? 'Cause
until
in
they
the
weren't,
microwave
right? I
when
don't.
they explode it in the
I don't know.
microwave.
I don't remember like they
Only
were cute.
Gizmo was cute. The other ones
Oh,
were
see?
born ugly. Gizmo was cute.
Born
Yeah.
ugly meaning born mean.
Yeah, 'cause they
ugly
got
and
water on
like,
them.
They didn't have. They weren't cute and fuzzy like Gizmo was. They were.
see,
That's
I-
because
oh,
they,
that- yeah,
they, were
we're
created,
like-
they were created the bad
yes.
way because they
Okay.
ended up being.
They got created because
It's
of water.
another movie my
and that
brother
was
loved.
Spike. He had a,
Spike,
he had a
yeah.
mohawk.
I would
yeah.
watch like bits and pieces because it scared the shit out of me.
Oh, wait, you me. That was it. That's all my notes. Oh wait, I have a body count. If you want to guess the body count.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna say 4, but if there's a secret 5th, I'm missing it.
What's your guess?
4, I agree.
And your guess?
Oh, more than that
The
because
3 kids and the mom.
three kids and the mom.
Well, do we not know because they say he
I
killed
have
all
it. I
them
have the
beforehand? I was like, how many actually die in the movie
In
itself?
the movie, you see them die in the
Oh,
movie. Yeah.
yeah.
Who else
I guess-
dies.
I guess it is 4.
4 is correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say, man,
Yeah.
if there's a secret one, I missed
They
that.
mentioned 20 kids,
Right.
but they
Right.
don't see that. You don't see that.
Okay.
So
So-
yeah.
Now,
Doesn't
so
count.
I feel, I think I know this from watching all these movies and probably watching directors' commentaries back in the day. I think all these children, the kids that were following in this, and the parents are last children of Freddy's previous victims. Like Freddy just got killed last year because why would her mom be involved in murdering a person by setting him on fire unless one of her kids was killed?
Yeah.
Like, you kill one of my kids, I'm setting you on fire. You kill my
But this
neighbor's
is what
kids,
I don't understand.
I'd be like, well,
is he a
justice
dream or is he
has
real?
to-
This is what and I
Well,
haven't seen any like.
He
But-
came back after all the parents murdered him. He came back in this state to kill their children.
Somehow he's a dream personality.
But
He was
how
a
do they
murderer
have
in real
like
life.
right? So he was.
He
Yeah.
was. He killed 20 kids. They said
That's true.
Right.
It
And
wasn't
then-
like a
and then they
nightmare
went-
thing for
And
them.
then it was the
No.
neighborhood
But they
that killed
burned him.
him, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And now he comes back in the dreams. But then how come he was
But-
physically able to like?
Well, because she pulled him out of the dream because she
Yeah.
got cut first. She
Yeah.
figured out like if I get cut in
Sure.
the dream, and then she pulled the
And
hat
then
out.
yes, and the
Although
burn
he had
and
the
all
hat
that.
on later. Does he just like
Probably extras.
manifest it?
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have
Manifested
some
it.
backups,
You usually
you
buy
know?
a couple of those.
Can I
yeah.
get that?
But I
Can
haven't
get
seen
that back?
sequels. So like, is he a night? Like, is it still nightmares? Like in
And
their
it-
sleep?
Yes. Yep.
And
It's
it's
always
all-
revolves around
it's-
falling asleep.
Yeah.
It's
Is
insane.
there any
the more the
follow up that is good, or is
No,
it like,
like,
the,
there's
no,
a
no.
point
Some
where,
of the
like,
movies are a lot of fun.
they're
Part
fun.
three,
He's-
but do
Dream
they make
Warriors
sense
is
though?
great.
Do they make
I
sense?
don't remember.
Not any more than this one does. I
No.
mean, it's all dream stuff. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of like. am I
It's
awake?
funny 'cause you
Am I
got
asleep, and then something
Freddy-
weird happens.
Okay,
like, oh,
so
I
it
must be
still is
asleep.
all okay.
Freddy's
Yeah.
first movie is 84, but then we're seeing Jason's in his fourth movie already in 84. But
Yeah.
his first movie was 80.
Yeah.
And then they catch up when they face each other. Which Jason versus Freddy. It is a wretchedly terrible movie, and if you put it on right
I
now,
remember
I'd be
my brother
like,
saying it
I
was
am
awful,
watching
but
that
You
like
gotta watch
you
it,
gotta
yeah.
watch. That's
The
what
only
Blair
person I
said.
think we know that's in that one is not Beyonce from Destiny's Child.
Kelly Rowland.
Michelle
Kelly
Williams.
Rowland's in
Yeah.
that. Kelly Rowland's
The
in
other
that.
girl? It's like,
And
not Paul Simon.
Not Pavarotti and
Domingo.
Domingo, the other guy. But yeah,
Carreras?
no,
Is
but
that like Carreras? I think it is.
Carreras.
Something like
But
that. I know some stuff.
Just a little bit.
I'm just trying to go through my notes. So at one point he says his at one point he says that Rod's his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he says your name's tattooed on my dick or
Yes.
something like
Who
that.
says that?
Yeah.
When they're
Rod
all
says
joking
it when they're
around
all
the beginning.
outside.
Tina
And
says
Tina
your
says,
name
Tina,
is
and he's
tattooed.
like, thank God my name's only 4 letters or something
Yeah.
like that. I was like, that is
Oh,
really
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, that's
Yeah.
a really good
Yes,
line. Thank God my
yes.
name's only 4 letters. Like,
I
if it was
agree.
like Heather, I'd be like, oh, shit, man, I'm going to be here all day.
I do
gotta-
like how Nancy is like the daughter, the girl who like
Yeah.
has to save the world. She's showing her like MacGyver at the end with the whole like. I was like,
I
this is
know.
Which
MacGyver
was-
action.
She tells her dad, come over in 20 minutes and
Right,
wake me
nothing
up.
fully
And then
executed
she
for her.
goes in there and does a whole Home Alone
Yes!
kind of like
That's what reminded me
McAllister
of Home
thing.
Alone.
And,
Yes.
and then she talks to her mom.
Who's drunk
And
with
then,
vodka.
and she's drunk, and then she goes into her room and she's like,
Relatable.
now it's time to go to sleep. I'm like, man, that is a long 20 minutes.
Right?
And then when the first thing it hits Freddy, I could have sworn she was just like Kevin McAllister. She said some
Yes.
smart ass remark like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
like that's what you get for coming to my house, bitch.
Yeah.
And you're just going to see the paint can come flying
Yeah,
down.
right. When the sledgehammer
And it
hits
like
him, I
knocks
thought that
him
was
back.
really
And then I was
good.
like, ooh.
Yeah, he's such a kind of like puny, wimpy
Yes.
serial
Yeah.
killer. When he's in the real world, he's just like getting knocked around by tripwires and stuff like that. Dude, Jason Voorhees is just cutting that shit
Yeah.
or letting it blow
He's
up in his
walking around
face
with
and
See, no,
doing
I've
whatever.
never seen
Blade.
any of them beginning to. I don't think I've ever
We're
seen
going to
a
go to the
Jason
movies
Voorhees
to
movie.
see part 4 this year.
Why,
Part
there's a
4
new
is-
one coming out?
No, part
13th,
4 is
part 4.
playing in the theaters for the 40th anniversary.
Oh.
So we're going to go see that, and then we're going to podcast about it. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
But we should
I
get
don't
into
think
some
I've ever-
scores.
Well, wait a
Yes,
minute.
we
Yeah,
should.
what do you got?
I got a few other dumb notes just because
Okay. We
this
love
is
dumb
one of those
notes.
movies where I said the rules of the dream world are very confusing. So Heather, Nancy tells Glenn is Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Glenn, you got to stay here and protect me and make sure I don't, wake me up if I'm in
Right.
trouble. And then she goes into the dream and she's like, Glenn, you there? And
he
he like
pisses
pops
out.
out, and then
Yeah.
he
I was
pops
like,
out from
"Oh,
behind
in
her.
the
She's like, how do you? I'm like, so wait, is he in her dream or is she just dreaming that he's
Yeah.
in the dream?
I wish I had my
And
real
then-
notes because it's just a dream. I
then
was so
she goes
confused.
like
It's Inception. It's within the dream.
Then she goes to the prison where Rod is, and she sees him getting hanged.
Mm-hmm.
So she's in his dream with him getting hanged, or she
Thank
just
you.
so
Are they all in the same
no.
dream?
so it's a dream within a dream. It's an Inception kind of thing where now
They started
3
walking
levels
on the
down.
walls sideways and everything. It was crazy.
And then the only other thing I said is Freddy's smart enough to make it look like a suicide when he kills Rod, but then while she's in the sleep clinic, he just starts carving her up right there. I'm like, no one's going to question that this girl's
Right, it
just
just-
sitting there and just like if he had actually gone
Right?
through with it, her body would have exploded all over the place. And I'd be like,
Done.
well,
Yeah.
that was weird. Like that.
Yeah.
That rarely happens when we put people under. Their bodies just explode all over the place. So I thought that was weird that he would be so smart to make the one
Yeah.
thing look like a suicide and be like, "Oh, you're asleep again? I'm going to attack you now." Wait till you're back at home and not in the sleep clinic. But whatever.
get outta here
He just wants to
first.
kill people. I get it. He's a murderer. And I think that's it. That's all I have.
All right, you got anything else?
No.
And you? You sure you don't have any notes? You sure?
All I have to say is that it wasn't as
Scary as you thought.
exactly.
Right?
But I would hope so at 42 versus 6. I would hope I have a different perception of
Yeah,
it.
but,
If
like,
I'm
some
oh my
movies
God,
are
it
still
scared
just
the shit out
scary.
of- No fucking shit. That's why I won't watch them.
All right. I'll kick it off. I'm going to kick it off.
Go ahead.
Sure.
All right. I enjoyed this movie as a kid. I enjoy this movie now. I don't know if I enjoy the entire series because I don't remember much after 2 and 3. I think
You don't enjoy the whole
so.
series.
What I want to do, I'm gonna
You
get
gotta
through.
do just this movie because I haven't seen the series. We can't go
Yeah.
beyond just this movie.
Good
You gotta-
job judging on the scores. I like it.
No, I'm
You
just
You
gotta
saying.
sound like an
I'm
I'm just
Olympic
saying. I'm looking
judge.
forward.
You damn
I'm-
fucking
But
right I am.
you got your score in 4 seconds.
What I
late.
was trying to say
Sorry.
is he always interrupts when I fucking try to talk.
You
my
both
score.
do it.
She was doing it.
You both do it, Jason.
I know, but he does it every
Sorry.
time. And he has one bourbon, and he's like, he can't fucking stop talking.
Oh,
'cause
my
it takes
God.
you so long to get to the fucking
He had a
score.
bourbon
My
in the
God.
Miller, so I
I
had to
went to
drink
get the
alone.
scores earlier. You're like, wait till me tell you about
I
this
had
dream.
more notes, man. You're talking about goddamn Michael J. Fox being in this movie or something.
No, we didn't get to that.
The two of you.
All right, what's your score?
You were
You
going.
didn't
I'm
get
I'm done. I gave mine.
No, you
I
didn't.
didn't hear it.
You
I already
did
gave it.
not.
I did not hear you say
You did
number.
not
You're
get
gonna
a
have to
score.
listen to the podcast to hear
Oh, you didn't get one.
Jason.
I'll fucking listen and there will be none.
it. I
You
gave
did
my
not
score.
say your number.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I gave it an 88.
Okay.
Wow.
And Connor also
love that
gives it
for
an
you.
88.
All right.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
But I think
before
if
you
it's a
even heard-
childhood favorite, it's a childhood favorite.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not,
he's
my,
like
it's not
25.
my favorite.
Yeah.
Obviously,
But
I
it-
choose
but it's
Jason
a
over.
classic, maybe?
I choose Jason over Freddy.
Yeah.
It's a classic, yes. But I
So-
choose Jason over Freddy every day. Mm-hmm. But and I think Jason would kill him every time. That's my
He does
I
in
need to
Jason
watch some
vs.
Jason
Freddy.
movies now. I need to watch them.
Who won Jason versus Freddy? Because I have no.
Jason.
Jason
Oh.
decapitates Freddy, but
Does
then
he?
Freddy
Nice.
wins it.
But
Freddy
how
wins
many
it
of
at
those
the
are
end.
there?
Oh, okay.
Oh, just one. Okay.
Yeah, just Freddy versus Jason. They only made the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, score?
I gave this an 85. I love
Always
this movie.
close.
I love this. I would watch it again tonight. I think I might watch it again tonight.
Oh, really?
Michelle will be like, "Aren't you going to go to
Yeah, don't
sleep
you have
after
it
this?"
for
I'm like,
48 hours when
Nope.
you rent it?
Rewatch.
Why?
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You have the DVD.
I have it 48 hours.
That's what I have it.
Yeah.
But I definitely know Freddy 2 sucks, and then Freddy 3 and 4 are really good,
Yes.
and then
I remember 3
and
being
then I
good,
don't
yeah.
know much after that.
Yeah.
And then Jason versus Freddy is stupid and,
And
terrible.
obviously,
and fun.
I didn't see the
And
remake with
the remake has some
neither.
Jackie
goodness.
I wanted it to be good, but I heard it sucked, so I didn't even bother.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's some
Yeah.
goodness to it, but it's a lot of not goodness. But
Yeah.
this is fun. Never once was while watching it last night. Never once was I scared.
Even
I was
when you were like, "Oh shit, I gotta watch it," like it was like you were excited because you
yeah,
gotta watch
I was
that
like,
one. You-
Michelle kept saying like, "You're not going to sleep." I'm like, "I'm watching the stupid movie." I'm like,
Yeah.
"I got to get through this." I'm like, "I'm having a good time watching this."
But I get that way too. There's sometimes I have actually a lot of fun when you're watching these movies, and you're like, I can't wait to talk about it. And then there's times when you watch like a Cloak and Dagger, and you're like, is this one over?
I
yet?
know. Yeah, we were on the phone the whole time. I really enjoyed the movie as well. I loved it as a kid. I've seen it 100 times. I probably watch it around Halloween time. It's
Yeah.
usually in rotation. More so than Jason. I don't really watch the Friday the 13th or
Oh, you didn't tell which one
Halloween
you like
movies either.
more. Which
Oh,
you
I'm
choose?
Friday the 13th.
Friday the
I-
13th too?
I-
All right.
I know all those movies. The Nightmare ones after 4. I'm
Yeah.
like, there's another one, and then the thing with the
Yeah.
guy and stuff. But
Because we get
Fridays,
what,
I know.
8 is Manhattan, right?
Eight's
Jason goes to
Manhattan.
Manhattan. Jason goes to space.
and then
10,
9
I
is the
believe.
final Friday. And there's only 2 after the final Friday. First there was the final chapter of part 4, and then there was a bunch after that, and then there was the final Friday, and then there was part
Yeah.
10
And then was
the
10
remake.
Was 10 in space?
10 is in space. It's
Space,
Jason X.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
His
I
ex
think
is sexy.
I think also I don't watch this franchise, but the Fast and Furious franchise, I believe their 10th one was also in space. So
And Doug Benson
I
had a
guess-
great joke.
I
Weren't
guess
they
when
like
we
just
get
like
to
car
10,
thieves and they become
I
like,
don't
down
know.
in space?
I
It
didn't
just
see
keeps
it, but I heard it was
reliving
in
itself.
space.
And they needed fast 10 your seatbelts. That's what they should call this one. I stole that one from Doug Benson.
Do you think the writers are just sitting around going like, fast?
They do this
fast,
stupid
fast.
names.
Oh, get that in there.
But
Save
they
that
do
for
this
10.
stupid
Save that
names
for
with
10.
those.
They do.
They try to do those stupid names, I think, right?
Some of them are good, some of them are dumb. Like
Fast and Furiouser or something. Wasn't it something
Too
stupid?
Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It was Too
They
Fast,
tried
Too
to get
Furious,
catchy,
and
and that was it. And
Three
then it was
Fast,
like,
Three Furious.
Yeah.
and it was just
It's
3, 4, 5.
then there's
Yeah.
the one. There's like one that's like Tokyo Drift, and it's like
That's the
nobody's
second
in it. Mm-hmm. It's just a
Totally
bunch of
not even
Japanese
related.
drivers.
And that's the thing. That's the second
like
one,
a-
and it's like that with Freddy. Like the second
like-
one just doesn't fit into the franchise
yeah.
at all.
Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Well, the 2 is like
The next day.
I thought Michael wasn't in 2.
No, he's in 2. He's not in 3.
Not in 3. That's right.
And Jason's not in 5. Friday the 13th 5.
5 is not.
Oh.
Yeah. It's,
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Roy. It's a new beginning. And then it wasn't a new beginning. That's the
Wasn't
one
it his mom
Dudley.
at one point or
The
something?
first one.
Yeah. Because Jason doesn't kill anybody in the first movie.
Oh, it's his mom the whole time.
His mom
Okay.
kills everybody. Yeah.
I'm not that up on it.
And at the end, Jason comes out of the water.
You're ruining it for me.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon's in it.
Oh, yeah.
And his
And
boner. Kevin Bacon's boner. Nice,
Yeah.
Dana.
I only know that because you bring it up all the time.
Listen,
Grease 2.
when
Did
you
ever
see
the
Kevin
boner in
Bacon's
Grease
boner,
2?
you don't forget that.
Well, no, it wasn't a boner in Grease 2, but did you see the penis in Grease 2?
Sorry, I haven't.
There's a scene where Michael's running track and there's somebody in the background.
Well,
Just stop,
it happens. You know, sometimes you get excited.
I don't
Andy
think
had
he's
the
wearing a
exact
jock
time.
strap or something like that. Wait,
Andy
what?
came in with 3220. 3220 is the exact.
But anyway, so yeah, I loved it a lot. I want to go now watch 3 and 4 once it becomes.
Are you going
the
to wait
season.
because it's every year? It's
No.
going to come up, or are you going to watch it right
No,
away?
I'll probably watch it this Halloween season since I
Nice.
just watched this one. And then, so I really loved it. Tara loved it. I give it a 90.
90, nice.
It is definitely for me. This is top 3 scary movies. Even though I don't find it scary, it's definitely this and Poltergeist and Children of the Corn
This is coming up
are
soon. We're doing
like
that
my
one
Those
soon.
were
my
like
favorites.
The top 3 movies I fucking hate.
love
Oh
these
my god.
movies.
Poltergeist, Carol Ann.
Yeah.
Carol Ann. Like, fuck that. And a puddle in a fucking parking
We did
garage.
that one a couple years
Well,
last year, right?
no
Yeah.
fucking thank
82
you.
or
And Children of the
83.
Corn, I'm
We're
good.
doing
Yeah.
that one later this year.
Yeah, I think I just
Max
watched that
doing
one
it for
last
that
year
one, I
though.
think.
Well, I watched
Yeah.
it once. I will never watch it again.
Yeah,
Although
I love
What
those
was
movies.
what was Tara's score?
95.
95. Tara
God,
usually goes
really?
high, but I didn't think she was going to go
She
that
said
high.
it would have been
Wow.
higher, but she was mad Johnny Depp fell asleep when he was supposed to stay awake. So
She loves
Boom.
Johnny Depp. Huh?
He was a very
Yeah.
because he fell asleep multiple
He was a little
times.
bitch.
He'll fall
Yeah.
asleep.
Little bitch.
yeah.
Most
But
men
how
are.
long do you
first
stay
movie.
awake?
I know.
How,
It's his
how
first
long
movie. What
do
did
you
you
honestly
expect
stay
from him?
awake?
Yeah, it is hard, but because I also don't think
Is
he really
it when your
believed her.
life is on the fucking line?
I
It's
wish
not
they had
hard.
kind of shown him in
After
the dream
after that
one
first
time.
20 hours,
Yeah.
Getting stalked.
I hit that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You're like, no, done.
Yeah, listen, I don't go to sleep for 3 days. I'll be like, kill me, dude.
Yeah.
Just take
I
me
know,
out.
you're zonked.
you'd be so like, oh, nah, I couldn't do it.
You couldn't read from my score.
Yeah, tell us all about
I
it.
don't feel like I can truly validly score this. I feel like I'd give it like a 30
Okay.
in my adult years, seeing it for the first time.
Yes.
But
So you didn't have fun watching this, I guess is what you're saying.
Like, obviously, we had fun watching it.
Yeah.
no, but I
Yeah.
did. Like I said, I truly have never watched it beginning to end. So I feel like I'm being a piece of shit if I say a 30,
No, you're
which is
not.
what
It's
Andy
what-
wants
it's
to
what
tell
you
me.
feel.
But
Yeah,
I
I
feel
told
like,
you
but
that.
I can see how someone who, like my brother, who's only 2 years older than me, loved it growing up.
Yeah.
I just don't do like horror movies,
Yeah.
but like you said, like like all that was compared to like some other things I've seen, and I'm here for it. So maybe like, just to be fair, can I just do like a solid?
Whatever you say, it's what you
Yeah.
score. It's fine.
I did enjoy watching it, so don't think I'm a piece of shit, Andy. Andy's looking at me like, who fucking brought
like,
this
why are you
bitch
on
here?
this podcast?
Like, why are you fucking here? I'd never seen the movie.
I know. It's a weird
we had
ass
Mike
to
on
have
a
you
bunch
come
of
off
times,
this.
and he's like didn't like the movie. Remember, he didn't like Repo Man. I was
I
like,
didn't
what is he
dislike
coming
it.
off?
I just
I didn't like
think it was
Repo Man
scary,
either.
but
We
I didn't
figured
see
you
it
weren't
as
gonna
a kid.
But you're
so-
not a scary movie person either.
No, fuck no. But I
She's
will.
not a-
Like,
but you're a comedy
on like
fan.
a Sunday at like 10, I'll watch a scary movie. Don't send me to the fucking movie theater. Don't make me watch it at like 11 o'clock on a
She
Friday.
wasn't lining up for the Blair Witch Project when that
I
was
did watch
happening.
Blair Witch
you know?
Project, but not in the theater.
I,
But
saw
no,
it.
She was
I
like
do-
12.
I remember seeing that one in the theater. That was fun.
I was in high school. But I do feel like it was decent. So I'm going to go 60 overall. Just
That's a good
given,
score.
Given
Yeah.
I don't have experience watching it as a child.
That's a
That's a
decent
good score.
score.
Yeah.
Andy looks like he wants to kill me with his
No,
fucking
listen,
vision.
your score is your score. That's fine. I'm just saying we should have you on for a movie that you might enjoy.
Yeah, that you could pick.
I did
Yeah.
not enjoy it.
I know, but you
It just
didn't-
wasn't.
maybe something you would look forward to watching. I feel you can
But I
look
liked
forward.
If you
it
look
for-
at if you look at 1985, there's going to be a lot more movies that you'll know. Like we're at the end of '84,
Yeah.
so we're like picking and choosing.
That's
at the
what happened
list.
with me.
We got a bunch of
Yeah.
horror movies these are like our top movies in horror. That's why we gave you Nightmare. That was like our best horror movie that we have for this year.
Listen,
You know?
I watched it. I never would have, and
Yeah.
if not, so thanks everybody.
And I just can't wait till we do Clueless. There's going to be a table of 15 girls down here. You have no idea the women that I'm going to have on for that podcast.
Clueless,
My
that'd
God.
be a fun one. But your wife won't come on, right?
No, and she's not. She wouldn't be. But
Who else do you think will come on for Clueless?
I work with girls that like. I was talking to them the other day when I went out with them, and I was like, "Oh, I do a podcast
Who
on
doesn't
movies." They're
like
like,
Clueless?
"Clueless." I'm like, that's like years from now. But they were both like, let's do Clueless. I'm like, now?
It's a good one.
It is.
Empire Records is a fun one too.
I love that movie.
Is that the John Cusack one?
No.
that's High Fidelity.
Oh, okay.
This
That's
is
got
Rex
Jack Black in it,
Manning.
too,
Rex
yeah.
Manning
Yes,
Day. Say no more.
Yes.
What
Michael
day is
from
that?
Grease 2 is Rex Manning.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
he...
Man, maybe I don't know this
Yeah.
movie.
And he comes
They-
in
they're
because they
working at a
Liv
record store?
Tyler, Renee Zellweger, her very
What's her
young.
name? The one that shaves her head.
One of the girls that shaves her head from The Craft.
Kid
From
from
The
Dazed
Craft.
and Confused.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
Rory
I don't like
They
having
work
all
at a
these
record
youngins
store.
on this podcast. I
Who
feel
was the
old
owner?
when
Who
you
was
guys
the
talk.
grown-up that played the drums? Joe was his name.
Joe.
But he
Joe,
was...
yeah.
I forget
he's
his name.
a well-known
I know.
actor.
I know. You see
kind of
his
guy.
I think he's one of his character actors. Where you
Yeah.
see his face and then
And then that girl with the creepy blue eyes.
Faruza Bulk.
No. That wasn't her. She was in The Craft, but this is a different girl with weird blue eyes.
She looks like her a little bit.
She
though,
looks
right?
like her, yeah.
Robin
It's-
Tunney.
That's it.
Yeah.
Robin Tunney.
No, that's
That's her.
Deborah. That's the one from The Craft.
Oh, that's one from The Craft.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought that was her.
No. She's the one who shaves her head in this movie. She was also in The Craft. She was,
There's Debbie Mazar.
Debbie Mazar's the one that has like a lisp.
So wait, who's the other? I don't know who we're talking about then.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Well, you should watch it. It's really good.
Yeah,
was
I
this?
recommend that one. Empire Records. That was a fun one. Yeah.
I was probably in like 7th or 8th grade when it came
wow.
out, and my girlfriend and I, she got it for her birthday randomly. We had no idea what the fuck it was in April. We watched it. We got through it and we were like, what the fuck did we just watch? Like, we knew we liked it, but like we weren't linking it. So we watched it again
back
right
again.
away.
Were you smoking?
So good. No.
I mean, no.
Anthony LaPaglia.
Yes.
That's his name.
Anthony LaPaglia.
LaPaglia.
Yeah. You've
Yeah.
seen that guy
If you
before.
ever-
haven't you?
That guy.
Ever discuss Empire Records?
Oh, we're
I'd
gonna
better be
get
the
there,
one that's
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
When is it? 1995?
That's it. Oh, I think 93, I thought.
I'm going to get on
Yeah.
a treadmill or something. She's really into that one. That's like 10 years from now. God
Oh, it's
damn.
so good.
Ethan
though.
Embry. Ethan
Yeah.
Embry's in
Embry,
it.
yes.
He's really good in it.
So good.
Who's that?
He's
Ethan
an
Embry is
80s kid.
that guy.
Yeah.
He was in
Okay, yeah,
He was in The Walking Dead.
He was
for
Walking
a
Dead
bit.
for a
He
while.
was
Yeah.
in one of the vacation, or not vacation.
no,
was he
He
on
was
vacation?
in
Vegas
yes,
Vacation.
he was.
Vegas Vacation.
Vegas
Yeah.
was the brother.
And he was in Can't Hardly Wait?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He's
See,
in
now,
Can't Hardly
what
Wait.
thought,
Wait.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's good. He's good.
You know what else is good? Spreaker. Download, rate, subscribe, review, do all those fun things. The exciting and new podcast on all of our socials. The Jazoo on Instagram, Jazoo74 over there on X/Twitter, whatever you kids want to call it. This has been the exciting and new podcast. Thanks for coming on, Adrienne. I am Jason.
Yes, thank you.
Agonzo1 on Twitter, Agonzo1970 on Instagram. I'm Andy.
Dana Caps on TikTok, Dana Caps 77 on Instagram. I'm Dana.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm Adrienne. Double DAT on Instagram. That's it. Thanks,
Nice.
everyone.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
That was so fun.